Going through the agenda then, we have the minutes from the September 9 meeting packet. Hopefully you've had a chance to motion to approve. Support. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. Passes. Opportunity for individuals to address the planning commission. Address the planning commission at this time. Once, twice, 3 times. Move on. Committee reports. Elections Committee. Darrell. All right, well, welcome all new officers. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. There should be a song like that. Just looking ahead to this next year, I think we'll have even more of a focus on the educational consultant, the educational building coming up. Probably see the plans end of the year, start of next year. Have some bids coming in, and keep them online. The architects going and give them a little oxygen. Interesting year of shifting funds, possibly, and I think last couple meetings we've seen some of that as the federal government does their thing. Plug us into different areas, and county board does that too. They always come up with financially, it's going to be probably an interesting year. But in terms of what we're doing, it's going to be a great year for doing the things that we like to do, which is helping the people of the county. I speak for all the officers in saying that we appreciate your vote and look forward to a really good year coming up, which started October 1, new fiscal year. Congratulations. All right. Is the Congestion Mitigation Air Quality Funding Award, rideshare program. Looks like Sheila's going to handle that. Morning, Sheila.
So one of the programs that the Transportation Division manages is rideshare program. I think most of you are familiar, but basically we try to match riders so that they can carpool for all of the benefits that along list. But it's funded with the CMAC funding from MDOT. Since your packet went out, we have received the contract, and it's $50,000. We have received this for years and years. It's generally the same contract. The contract is being looked at by Corp Council, and staff is requesting a recommendation approval to the Board of Commissioners. Well, it will go to CNED and then the board for approval to enter into this contract for 2026.
So I'm assuming any motion would include the fact that it's contingent upon approval from corporate counsel.
Have reviewed it. It is on the agenda pending approval from this.
Move approval.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Discussion, Deb?
I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the new state budget. I assume it's in there. I know there's a lot of changes for the regular funding. I didn't. Okay.
And it's actually approved
Any other discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, we have a motion to approve that has been supported. Discussion's closed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Hearing none, it passes. And we move over to our finances, contracts, vouchers, and bills.
Curiosity, battery buckets for senior centers. We have 20 senior centers. Those are, get a specific bucket. Is this an annual purchase, annual expense, or is
That's really it's just an account that JP Morgan covers. It's credit card, isn't it? Okay. Do we have a motion? Motion to approve has been supported. Any other questions? Discussion? Hearing none. Motion to approve has been supported. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Commission expenses and per diems.
Move approval.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Now the financial report. Sluggish. Exhibit 5. What's your pleasure on the financial report? Moved and supported. Discussion. Questions. One clarification on that very first sheet. Just so tough to explain, but at the top right, the furthest column to the right, the solid waste column, it says restricted above it. The money is, as explained to me, the numbers under that column are restricted for solid waste use. But there's a difference between that restricted, and if you go down to under reserves and fund balance, the last item, restricted for construction of solid waste recycling facility, there's 2.1. So solid waste has its monies, and within those monies, there's another restriction for the building, for the construction of the building. So two levels of restriction, I guess, is what we're looking at. I didn't quite get that at first, but that's just a manner of explanation. All right, any other comments, questions? We have a motion to approve the financial report that's been supported. Closed discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Thank you. We get into our progress reports. Start with the housing program. Morning, Jacob. Whoop. We're going to switch it up a little bit. Morning.
Since January, we have made significant progress with our home improvement program. We've done 8 projects completed with 5 underway, 6 urgent repairs with 2 more underway, and I'll get into the roof revitalization program in a minute. So with NSP and NPRR programs, which are stabilization programs where we purchase a house, renovate it, and resell it to a low to moderate income buyer. We have one home under construction on Camden Avenue in Burton. That one we just signed a contract with Fitch Builders, and they're getting going right now. So we're hoping to have that then we also have a home on Phyllis Drive in Vienna Township, which construction was completed already. We just received an appraisal on that house, so we're hoping to get that sold in the next couple months here. And back to the roof revitalization program, that's going well. We've done 11 roofs so far that have been completed. We have 9 additional ones underway. We've been doing these in groups of 5, so we've got, I think, a total of 12 groups to get through, and we've got 6 of those groups under contract. We have a deadline to meet, which we will have all of our 50% of our roofing projects under contract by the October 17th deadline. Also working with Habitat on that one, so they're making good progress on their end as well. That's all I have for the monthly update.
Neighborhood stabilization program, is there an end date, or are they just gonna let us keep going until our money's used up?
I know they're going to let us use the money until it's used up. I know we just had a conversation with the land bank where we want to try to request some more flexibility from HUD to use up the remaining funds, since it is kind of a challenge to find eligible uses for it. So we are going to request that maybe
Uh, Get right to you, Deb. Just level of understanding for people who are new to the NSP program. Federal program, their monies, the idea was to go into neighborhoods, target specific properties that if they're improved would strengthen the neighborhood. The one house on the street that just doesn't look so good and it drags everybody else down. Um, Initially, we had high hopes thinking that there were a lot of fun things we could do to help. It's pretty restricted. So by and large, you're rehabbing houses. The idea is that once you get them done, you sell them, the money comes back in, and you can use it to buy more property, and it goes and goes. We thought there would be an end date up front, but then they've just said, keep going, just use your funds. So I don't think, it's not a money making program at all. But we've been able to channel a lot of houses through, and the requirements are still pretty strict in terms of what you can and can't do. So when Damon talks about that, it's a little tough to use the money sometimes. So that's the program. And now Deb.
I just had a question about, you were saying that you were working with the land bank. Are you, land bank and you jointly asking for some leniency and, or some changes in the flexibility of the program? Is that what you meant?
more houses that they own. It's very difficult to find clients that can actually qualify for the houses to purchase them. So seeing if there's any
So, this has to do with your last statement that you just made. It's hard to find qualified buyers. Where have we found them so far?
local realtors. We advertise our homes program. I'm not sure I can answer that question completely.
I'm just thinking, maybe it's a matter of broadening our net to try to find more qualified buyers. And I guess I need more understanding about well, the income limits I know is one of the major restrictions. But my other question has to do with reflection. So how long have we, do you remember when we started the NSP program?
It's been a long time.
Okay.
I think we received the NSP 1 in 2009,
Okay.
NSP 3 in 2011.
So that's a number of years. So as we reflect on all of those years, my question is, to what extent program actually uplifted neighborhoods. And to what extent has the one bad house on the block been infectious to the other neighbors in terms of lifting them up? Have we done any analysis on that to figure out if the program is indeed doing what it's supposed to do?
Got quite a few numbers over the past decade where we put together those numbers. We'll rehab the one house, and then let's say we put that for sale for $200,000. Other houses that were for sale for less might bump up to that level because attract to these higher prices. We have statistics about that.
That's such an eyesore.
Just one more question. Do you do mainly the out county and then the land bank does the city? Is that kind of what, or no? So that makes it harder, I would think, to find. There are not as many.
We have done over 100 rehabs that have benefited neighborhoods. We have target areas, and we try to do multiple houses in particular areas so that it does make a benefit. We've done 100, well over 100 demolitions. I can check the exact numbers and Damon can get those back to you. The problem in the last almost 10 years, the foreclosures out there, like you stated, that's a requirement of the program. The house has to be foreclosed and vacant for a particular length of time. So it's hard to even purchase homes, and that's why we still have some of that funding sitting there. We do receive information from a couple programs that give us like first option to buy, but now we're seeing that a lot of them are occupied, and we try to stay away from those properties because it's hard to relocate people because housing is an issue. So just getting the properties to purchase in has been very slow. So we used to have multiple properties that we were holding and working on at one time. They're very few and far between now.
If I could, Mr. Chair, the foreclosures, in the past few years, we really had a lot of assistance to help people so that we didn't do as many foreclosures over the past few years. I think most of those programs have ended now. And while it's not good necessarily, but I think that some of the staff in the treasurer's office would say that those foreclosures are going to start happening again.
I think when Damon stated that we're looking at that partnership with the land bank
Yeah.
is to utilize homes
That they have already got in there.
foreclosed, and maybe they're not in our target areas, but if we can get permission to rehab those and get those back on the market, then we can spend on our grant.
They have a big backlog of properties.
But Flint does have NSP dollars too, so that's why we can't work in the city. had to spend program income first. So we do still have some of the original grant dollars. HUD will let us give them back.
Why?
Why would we do that when there is a need? It's just following all the regulations to
Utilize it to accelerate it, so you wouldn't have to do one recycle at a time and get reimbursed and another one. I mean, it seems like it's a very slow process. Is there a way we could accelerate it?
now because of
The restrictions.
foreclosure restrictions. Yes. When it first started, it was
To what extent are we able to work with financial institutions to what kind of trick, homeowners, they see it first. They see the foreclosures coming first down the road. Do we have any open lines of communications with financial institutions to say, hey, if this foreclosure is, if this house is on the brink of foreclosure, then is it is it the family having income issues, or maybe we could step in and help somehow?
it's to purchase the foreclosed properties. We have approved lenders that we work with
The foreclosure prevention really, at least in the past, has gone through the treasurer's office.
First came out, we had all kinds of ideas. Dr. Cousineau and I were just going through thinking up all the wonderful things you could do to neighborhoods to help stabilize them, and whether it's tennis courts or a pool or a community center or whatever, and we couldn't do any of them. For the recs, I mean, the idea is a great idea, but it's very, very restrictive.
did create NPRR, which is basically the same program. It's just under our block grant funding. So we sent a request to HUD to take any proceeds from NSP sales, and instead of putting it back into NSP, we move it to block grant. But it's the same type of program, just so that we could quit spending the program income in NSP and send the grant dollars. I mean, they do grant some changes, but
Okay. Anything else to the report, or? All right. Is there a motion concerning the housing program update? Moved and supported. Any other discussion or questions? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Thank you, Damon. Should be transportation. There we go. 3C Transportation Planning Report. Morning again, Sheila.
So Federal Highways and Federal Transit did approve our TIP that is now 2026 through 2029. Also have received On that list of bills that you approved, there was that consultant, they assisted us with our safety study that is, there is a link in your memo, but it's up on our website. Basically, it has some recommendations for communities on how they can make safety improvements, and it will, now that that plan is complete, it will allow them to apply for different types of funding sources. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Motion concerning the transportation planning report. Move approval, and there's been support. Any questions, comments, concerns? Go ahead,
So
Doctor.
this goes through 2029. To what extent is there room for changes in the middle of that?
Do amendments, usually monthly or as needed. We try to stick to the program as closely as possible. Sometimes a community may have to drop a project, MDOT may have to change limits on a project, those types of things. So it can be adjusted, but we try not to make big changes to what has been going on.
We got a huge manufacturer to come in, it causes congestion. To what extent would we be able to alter this transportation plan to accommodate that kind of,
Or dollars coming in, we can always add to it. So that wouldn't be an issue.
Fess up. You got somebody in your back pocket?
Well, I'm trying to manifest a lot of things.
There you go. All right, we have a motion to approve the transportation planning report that's been supported. Discussion's closed. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Up is the American Rescue Plan Act. Status report.
So the Board of Commissioners had provided $100,000 to all of the senior centers in the county. We still have 11 projects that are ongoing. 2 are very close to completion, and the others are moving along. Last Friday, Mundy Township had their ribbon cutting for their center. These ARPA dollars did fund a van for the center and some furniture for that center. And the other handful of projects are moving along as planned. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I hadn't really thought about garage additions, but that could be interesting. What things are they doing with them? Is it more for loading, unloading?
Ohio did build a pole barn for storage and for vehicle. They have a van as well that they intend to put in there. I have a long list here I can send to you guys of what each center is doing. Mount Morris, that's the Critical Senior Center. They're putting a small addition onto their center. There's a lot of remodeling type of projects, bathrooms, flooring, paint, kitchens, those types of things. But if you're interested, I can send the list.
Might be good to look at. Historically, that's what it's been. It's been a lot of remodeling. I just can't remember too many garage projects, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, there's a need for storage. And some of them are a little smaller than others, and
Yeah, like Burton's really doesn't have a lot of like extra space. They've got one big large room, but
Okay, that's the American Rescue Plan Act report. What's your pleasure? Moved and supported. Any discussion?
Space and now the director, instead of having a partition for her office, she has a real office. So it's really a market improvement
The whole project is really nice, but I guess now they're arguing about angels, so. We'll move on from that comment. We have a motion to approve the report that's been supported. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Now Sheila's done.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Yeah. Environmental program update. Sorry. Go ahead, Jacob. You've been waiting quite a while.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before we get into the Recycling Education Center, quick update. We did get our final numbers in for our recycle days this year. We received 132,000 pounds. It's about 187 pounds per vehicle, which is right on par with the averages we had last year with this new format of reservations. We just had one less event this year, but it's the same amount. With the Recycling Education Center, we actually later today we're going to be meeting with our education consultant that's we're bringing on, so that'll be starting and loop them into the whole project. We also got a construction manager RFP going out later this week, and then just wanted to give you a sneak peek on the site layout and building design. I don't know if you had a chance to look in your packets, but a couple different side profiles. These are by no means complete, but it's giving a sense of how traffic is going to flow through the site. So this really gives you an idea. So I-475 is on your upper right quadrant there, passing by. You can see Chavez and RT Longway. So the idea is that there would be one way in and one way out for traffic. So if they were going to come into the drop-off, you can see where that bus is parked. There will be ample parking if we have a bus that needs to drop off students. But they would go right through that overhang. There's enough parking in there, I think we're looking at 2 wide, fit 4 cars, but it'll be big enough though it's not going to be crammed. Get you out of the elements if it's raining. If you did not have anything to drop off there, say if you just had cardboard, you can just keep driving by and go up to those bins on the green. If you were visiting the education center, you would just park in the parking lot off to the left. The big thing with this layout is one, we don't want to make it confusing for people coming onto the site, protecting pedestrians that are walking across, and we also want to make a room for growth in the future. So you'll notice that we can grow parking, we can grow for future extension of the building itself. North there. Another view from the same angle. Again, colors, final layout, it's still all being worked out. It was either I wanted to show you now or it could have been in a couple months before we had something. So another profile, again, the education piece would be on the right hand side, and then more of your processing and the sorting to transfer the materials out would be on the left. This is a very early profile from RT Longway and Chavez. We're still working on this one, but again.
coming from the north. Something that's a little more striking. Do we have a lead person? I mean, is it you, Jacob, dealing with the architect, or
Cody Rubler is the
Cody's
main
doing it?
day-to-day person. I sit on most of the meetings, just make sure we keep on track and financial standpoint. But we, and I'm not going to spend too much time at all really on the layout, and I'm happy to answer any questions. But as we bring on this education consultant later today, actually, we'll begin to look at the space and how it's used. To Derek's point, we kind of figure out the square footage. Now we got to figure out where do the walls really go on the inside. So this is the first floor. This is the second floor. But happy to answer any more questions on that.
Okay, the environmental program report, update status report. What's your pleasure? Motion to approve that's been supported. Any discussion? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Go to community development.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Happy to report we've received all of our 2025 program year community development funds. We are teeing up all the contracts, getting those prepared. We'll begin scheduling meetings later this month with contract signings with our subrecipients, many of them which are our communities. We'll also have an education piece in there too. If anybody remembers or may have attended, we did have any of the grant recipients, we did a training of how to use the neighborly program and how to submit reimbursements. So we want to get that as an annual reminder as staff changes happen all the time, especially at the local level. We have completed our 2024 program year, so we did have a few that we did grant some extensions on a few projects, but other than that, anybody that's remaining will have to get their reimbursement requests in by the end of this month. And then finally, for our home investment partnerships program, we did complete the monitoring at looks like about 5 sites. I had a chance to go out with our staff and our home inspectors, and it was a really good experience just to see the impact of that program and making sure that residents that have been guaranteed a low rate for a certain period of time, making sure that they're actually being charged that rate and not being charged a higher rate. So that's why we do that. One, to make sure from a financial standpoint, but also we look at their unit and make sure that it's up to code and everything. So, and if there's any changes, we give the landowner, property owner time to make those changes, but it has to be very fast. But happy to answer any questions.
Pleasure concerning the CD program report. Motion to approve. And was that Deb support? Okay. It's been supported. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Report of the director. initially, when the millage came through, the board gave it to us and said, how are we gonna deal with this money? And the recommendation was to set up the programs that eventually were set up, and now it's coming back around for kind of a task force concept. Go ahead, Tyler.
Eric, just wondering if you could weigh in on
We have the report of the director. Moved and supported. Any other discussion? Okay. We have a motion to approve the report of director that's been supported. Discussion's closed. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. Are there any abstentions? Passes. Thank you. Commissioner comments. We'll start with the parks. Commissioner Brandon. Naturalist. Nicer if it's warm. Trick or treat going at the village this year? Bill is our rep on the County Parks Board. Any other commissioner comments? Any thoughts? Nice to be in new digs. Pretty comfortable now. Just have to get used to being TV stars. Cheryl's done that for years. Which I should mention that with Elga and Cheryl, everything that has gone on in the past week or so out in Grand Blanc, Darrell and I were listening this morning as Cheryl was going through a lot of what she's been through this week. And a lot of it's behind the scenes, and you don't realize when a tragedy occurs just how many people are involved in doing all of the different things that need to be done just to get things back to some kind of level of normalcy. And Cheryl's great. She always does a great job with everything she does, but this one is a little bit more emotional than most, I gotta imagine. Just want to thank her, and the job's not done yet. Thank you for what you're doing. Any other comments? Hearing none, our next meeting is on November 4. I look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you. We are adjourned.